Hall of Fame class 2016, as you see right there. Those autographs are worth even more than they used to be for Iverson. He was asked before the game if, now that he's a member of the Hall of Fame, if he ever takes off that Hall of Fame ring.
When I get in the shower. That's about it. You know, it's a part of my outfit now. You know what I mean? Every day I leave the house. A lot of times in the beginning, I used to leave it at home, and then me and my man Darby used to have to turn around and go back home to get it because I wasn't used to, you know, wearing it all the time. So, you know, but it's definitely out of all of the jewelry that I've had in my life, it's my favorite. I thought it was normal. Honestly, I thought it was normal because when it happened, like I got caught up in it as well. And afterwards, you know, a guy that's been doing the Hall of Fame for 20 plus years told me that he'd never seen nothing like it and never heard anything like it. And I was like, so it don't always be like that? And I said, you know, even with Mike, and he was like, no. And I was like, wow. You know what I mean? And then when you look up there and you see red, white, and blue, you know where it come from. You know what I mean? These people right here feel the same way about me that I feel about them. So they made the travel. They were there supporting me. And it was just a great moment for them, my family, my friends, all of the teammates that I played with, and myself, all the supporters. The reason that I didn't is because I didn't want to relive the emotional part of it. You know what I mean? So I didn't watch it, but the response from everybody else was, you know, was huge. And I honestly didn't feel, I didn't feel the way that everybody else felt in the aftermath of it, because I was just talking about people and from my heart and the way that I felt about them. The only thing that I kind of was upset about, and the people that, if they really love me, they would understand that, and I know they do, just some of the people that I couldn't and didn't mention. You know what I mean? And, you know, the emotional part, I was proud of myself for getting through the way I did, because it was truly hard. You know, the whole time my legs were shaking, and I thought I was actually, before they called me out, they warned me. And they said, you know, you're going on next after the commercial. And I remember having a moment, I said, God, please don't let me pass out. You know what I mean? Because I've never been that nervous before, ever. You know what I mean? And my first thought was, don't trip walking up the steps. You noticed that I grabbed the rail and walked up like a little kid. And then afterwards, I grabbed it again to make sure, you know what I mean, that I went down without falling. And once I sat down, I was like, it's over. You know what I mean? And I got through it.
Love that kind of raw emotion from somebody who's done the kind of things that Allen Iverson has done on big stages in the NBA Finals. And we had him on the set in Springfield before he went inside. He was genuinely nervous. He's not kidding about that, and which surprised me. But knowing him as a player and as a competitor, what did you think of the speech? First of all, I'm shocked that there were people he didn't name. He rattled off so many names in the speech. It was amazing. But secondly, just the raw emotions that were on display that night.
Yeah, it was amazing to see, and you know, I watch with my kids, and I was just like, this is truly a legend. You know, there's somebody that, you know, inspired a whole generation that, you know, no matter what adversities you go through, you know, you can overcome and be on this platform and be a superstar. You know, coming from the inner cities and stuff like that. You know, someone that looked like me, talked like me, and, you know, was able to be extremely successful on the biggest stage, and that's the NBA. And, you know, one of the best little mans ever to play the game, you know, pound for pound, one of the best. And, you know, I'm just happy he had his moment. And I'm happy for him, man. Congratulations.
I'm glad you didn't pass out.
No, there were times I almost felt that, I get the feeling still that there were times he may have doubted whether he was going to see that day, that he was an not only all-star, but a Hall of Famer. And to see how truly appreciative he is of the fact that I'm a member now, I'm one of those people, I think is really special.
And completely authentic as well. And he and I talked about this that night as well. For better or worse, and there's a little both, he has always been himself. He's always been true to himself.
And that's what you can appreciate and love. You know, he's human. We all are. And, you know, for him to open up and be, you know, one of the faces of the face of the NBA at the time, and just be honest and be who he is and not, you know, cater to any demographic or anything like that. But this is who I am. Accept me for who I am. Mm-hmm. And we did. We embraced him, and we learned a lot from him. And he's the reason why the game is, you know, where it's at right now.
For some of the young guys, you know, young people out there that make a mistake, all of us have made a mistake at some point in our life. And Allen is such a great example of having made a mistake in high school that could have cost him his career when you think about it. Mm-hmm. And then John Thompson gave him a chance when he was turned down by everybody else after the incident that happened in high school. And Coach Thompson said, we'll give you a shot here at Georgetown. And he goes to Georgetown, has the career he has there, and then goes on, and as we're talking about now, he's a Hall of Famer. You can turn things around. You can straighten things out after you make a mistake in life, and I think it's such a great lesson.
And for those who don't remember the story, he was in the wrong place at the wrong time, a fight in a bowling alley. He and some friends were perhaps unfairly singled out for their role in that, and he wound up incarcerated for a period of time before the governor of Virginia pardoned him and allowed him to pursue his basketball career, where John Thompson brought him into Georgetown. And now the Hall of Fame. It's amazing.